Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Savage and today we're going to be revisiting Algo. This video seemed to do quite well, so we're going to be keeping you up to date with moves on it in the future. So what we'll be looking at within this move is, in the previous video we were talking about this yellow fourth wave potential, which we came lovely right into this box area like we were talking about, and then we started to progress down. Our initial target was a little bit sort of higher here, but because we came up to this zone here, effectively what this did is change this target slightly, and we can see that we came down into this 1236 zone, between this 1236 and this 1.618 area. So that's quite neat now. So what we'd be looking for here is effectively more evidence that we are within this fourth wave to the upside. So the previous video went through a lot of the macro side of things. So if you would like more information on that, I would advise you to look at that video because we went over it in quite a lot of detail. So this is what I'm currently looking at this move as. So with this now, the way that it is, it's potentially completed this third wave here um, in white. And effectively what this would then mean is that we are looking for evidence of this fourth wave to the upside. So this fourth wave could potentially move anywhere between this 1707 to all the way up to this 1927 area. The most common area would be this 1849, which is a 0.382 retracement of this whole move to the downside. So these are just sort of areas that we're looking to target out, and these are common areas that we could look for rejection. So the thing we have to bear in mind though is until we take this high point here at 1736, there is always potential that we could see further extension within these waves, as we've had quite a bit of extension within the beginning of this move. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly where we are, but we're going to monitor this and see how we get on, and give it our best sort of educated guess as such, I suppose. But what we're going to be having a look at here is whether this move to the upside here is going to look to reach much higher into this zone, or if we are potentially only going to hit the lower end of these. If you do enjoy this content though, I'd just like to say at this point, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section down below if you find these videos useful. Also turn on that bell notification so you never miss a video. And yeah, let's just jump back into the price action. So what we were looking for initially was that drop into this zone. I said in the previous video, I wasn't trusting this 5-wave move to the upside here, and basically we've looked to break down even further. So that is basically what we are looking at within this move here, is the fact that we have now broken down. This has all been a fourth wave into this high, and we've completed a fifth wave. So this means that potentially we are looking to target out some of these zones within this move. So there's two ways that this can either be a more corrective move, and it could even be a triangle. So it's very early on in the development of this, so we need to just keep an eye on it. But basically what we could get is something like this, where this forms an A, a B, and a C to the upside. Let me just lower this degree. Let's go smallest we can. So basically what we could have is this move develop as an ABC to the upside, then we could look for more progression to the downside in another ABC, and then we could look for either a 5-wave move or a triangle. It's really early, but within this move here, we can see there's 5-wave structure. So what we'll be looking at here is the potential that we have. This is a wave 1, 2, all of this is 3. This is a 4th, and we're looking for that 5th wave completion. So that 5th wave completion should come up. It's already within this sort of typical zone that we have for a 5th wave. So that's between this 1697 and the 1687 area. So we've already come into this zone. It is possible that we could look to start to get rejection from here. Um, and this could be just a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 up into these high points. We can also look at this slightly differently, and potentially we have a 1, 2, 1, 2 situation within here. And what we'd be looking for then is, so if I just actually draw, I'm just going to draw this little red box zone in here just so we have it as a reference. So change this color to red. So this would be a typical area we're looking for rejection in. Um, with that being said, like I said, we could still look at this potentially differently as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into their small wave 2, and then this is a 1, 2, and then we're actually starting to move to the upside in a bigger 5-wave move structure. If this is the case, what we'd be looking for here is a move past this 1709 zone. If we move past that 1709 zone, what we would then have is, if I draw this off to the side here, is we'd have a 5-wave move like this. So this would become a, well, we'd have a wave 3 anyway. This would be a 1. We'd come down into this low for a wave 2, and then we'd be looking for this as a wave 3, 4, and a 5 to the upside. So if this does play out, what we would then effectively be looking at is this for wave 4 to come down. This is all just very sort of speculative at this point because we don't have enough structure to confirm it. But should it play out as a typical 5-wave move, we could look to complete this smaller 5-wave move here in the 1724 to the 1716 area. And what this would effectively then give us is a slightly different structure within this. And what we would have is this is a 1, 2. All of this would become a wave 3. Then we'd look for a 4th wave and a 5th wave to the upside. So if this does play out like this, then effectively what we'd be looking at is from this high point here. If I just measure this out, we could look potentially for a 4th wave to come down and retest some of these high points here. The 0.382 is the 16,004, sorry, 0.6184 area, and that would then lead us to look for a move up into this rejection zone. So that would take us all the way up to this 236 potentially. If I throw the fib on here, we put this over there. So let's delete this one out the way. So we can see here that this would be a little area that we would be typically looking to target if this other 5-wave move develops as a bigger 5-wave move to the upside. And if this does play out as we have it indicated here, what we'd be then looking for is the potential of a zigzag within this move. So all of this would become a bigger 5-wave move. I actually just change the color of this and let's put it in teal. So this teal 5-wave move could potentially play out, though breaking down below this point here, actually below this point here of 16,000 of 0.61655 would actually invalidate this potential. And so we need to bear in mind we could have something like this, a 5-wave structure looking to break out. And if that is the case, what we'd be looking for is either we have an extension like we showed here with this 5-wave move, and then it would have this additional 4th and a 5th wave up into this zone. If that does play out, we'd be looking for a retracement from that area, and basically this retracement could look to move back down here and target out this sort of 50%, this 50% all the way down to the 786. So we can see there's some potentially interesting areas here. This 50% is sort of the top of this previous move. So it is possible we could look to target that out if it does play out. And it depends exactly sort of where this yellow 4th wave comes in. If it does play out, we would be looking for that sort of line as a potential target area again. So if we do get further extension and it doesn't play out as we have it indicated here, what I'd be looking out for is potentially facing rejection on this previous 4th wave here, sort of towards the 17,036 area. And if that does play out and we don't get these additional 4th and 5th waves as we were talking about there, what we could actually just have is an ABC to the upside. And if I just throw this back in here, measure this from this low point here. So that 1-to-1 would take us up to the 17 to the 1714 area, and that would just be basically an A, a B, and a C wave to the upside. If that does play out, we can go 2 options. Either we can start to see rejection from this point and we will actually break this low, or we would look for some support to come in. So the support zone, if we have this ABC, which targets out this 1-to-1 area, would be around this 1668 to this 1642. And what I mean is, so this is just a typical area that we could find support. It could go deeper if it's going to become something like a flat correction. Alternatively, we could follow the option to the upside that we previously just talked about. But basically, within this, what we would be looking for is a move back down in this zone. The typical area here would be this 1658 to this 1668 zone, but could also move as far down as even on this, because we're looking at a potential corrective structure. It could move down all the way to this 85.4 zone, depending on what kind of structure is going to play out. So we need to see how this progresses. Should we manage to hold the 1655 zone, there is potential for extension to the upside here. Though breaking down below this would then actually make us have to look at this either as a 5-wave move completed into this box, which then retraces and then looks for continuation to the upside, or we could look for, like I said, this to be an A, B, and a C to the upside. And actually, what we have is a 5-3-5 move here, which is a corrective structure, which would indicate that we have to that basically we are not looking for a trending structure. So a 5-wave move is a trending structure, which means that we've got better potential for additional legs to the upside. If we only develop as an ABC, it becomes corrective. So because we've had quite a strong third wave here in this white wave, it is also possible that we might not reach as high as this 1849 zone or this 1927 zone. It's possible we could potentially look to come up here and maybe test some of these zones in the 18 cent range. If it doesn't manage to get that high, alternatively we could also just look to test this previous fourth wave within this move, which comes in here around the 1736 area, like I said. So we just need to bear in mind that until we break this zone, there is also that potential extension. And if we are going to extend to the downside, then basically what I would be looking for here is the potential to move down again into this box region here. Effectively, with this move, if this becomes a shorter fourth wave and it's just completing here, what we'd be looking for is continuation down. If we go to that 1-to-1 that we said with that C wave, we could look to drop back down to the 1602 to this 1569 area. Even with that said, we are still looking for the potential that we have this additional fourth and fifth wave here. So we just need to be aware that even if we do start to rally from that point, I would still be looking for further rejection to the downside. We will continue to monitor this, however, because, like I said, we could have a bigger 5-wave move here developing. And if this is a 1-2, 1-2, and then we have that 5-wave into these high points, then we'd be looking for that retracement. And then we could have potential for extension to the upside. Until we get more structure, though, this is all very speculative. I do think that we are still within this fourth wave. The question is just how high we are going to go. So we'll just have to monitor how these waves progress and go from there. Well, with all that said and done, I hope everyone's had great holidays and I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section down below. Also in the description below, you'll find an affiliate link to BYBIT. This is a great exchange to use. It's the one we use when we're doing our trading, whether that's spot trading or leverage trading, longing or shorting. It really is a great exchange. It's got great tools in it for helping you with your risk management. And yeah, just a great exchange all around. Also in the description below, you'll find an affiliate link link to the Discord. This is a great place to come hang out with us. You can come in and ask us questions, and it's free to join. So why not come into the general chat area, and at mention a member of staff would be happy to help you out. With all that said and done, I hope everyone has a great day. Take care out there, everybody.